I'll talk about Japanese expressions seen in anime and common knowledge that any Japanese person would know. It's not related to the story, but have you ever watched anime and wondered what it meant? This time let me tell you about My Deer Friend Nokotan. In the scene at 4 minutes 37 seconds, bone uniforms were seen as the uniforms worn by members of an evil organization. This is the uniform of an evil organization that appears in the manga, Masked Rider, originally written by Shotaro Ishinomori. Its skeleton-like design scared me as a kid. Masked Rider began life in 1971 as a live-action series rather than an animated one. The series has continued to this day, with each generation keeping the main character as a pet. Previous actors who have played the lead role have been successful, making this a stepping stone for new actors. Fujioka Hiroshi, who played the first main character, is still a familiar actor in commercials. The members of this evil organization have been parodied in various anime, so be careful when watching. They responded to the command with shouts, and the scary thing was that the only answer they got was, yes. I remember that it was funny how in a later skit he responded in the form of a question. The high school in which the story takes place is apparently located in Hino City. The area circled in black is Hino City. If you take a fast train from central Tokyo to Hino Station, it takes about 30 minutes, but if you take a local train it takes almost 2 hours. It's not a super rural area, but I did check to see if there were actually any deer there. There was a report of a deer sighting on the City Hall website. The area circled in red is where they have been spotted. Be careful. Because it is a wild animal, there are warnings not to approach and to be careful in the area where it has been spotted. When some old delinquents mugged me, they made me jump. The reason for jumping is to prove that you have no coins left in your pocket. If there is any coin left, a sound will be made. When some old delinquents mugged me, they made me jump. Here we move on to episode 2. The tub will fall, and we will explain what this means. 40 years ago, there was a TV show called, It's 8 O'Clock, Everyone Gather Together. There is a skit in the show and this is the standard gag in that skit. The show was very popular with children. This is one scene from the show. It was a real shock when a comedian from this show died from COVID-19. This is a parody of a scene from the manga Tomorrow's Joe. This manga is from about 50 years ago. The city in which the story takes place is one that has a post-war feel to it. This is the story of how he then carved out his own path in boxing. This manga had a social impact. In 1970, the hijackers at Haneda made headlines by issuing a statement saying, "We are tomorrow's Joe." That's how much of an impact this manga had on young people at the time. This is a picture of the final scene. There are many theories about this scene, and the debate continues to this day as to whether Joe is dead or alive. This manga was created by two people, the original author and the illustrator. The person in charge of the painting says that he is alive and just resting. At 16 minutes and 37 seconds, she is seen shyly reading Besatsu Friend. This is a comic magazine called Friend. Manga can be broadly divided into two genres, boys manga and girls manga. This is a girls manga magazine. However, the type of magazine you read depends on your personal preference. Since many shoujo manga works have love as a motif, it may be a little embarrassing to be an avid reader. I think it can be said that boys manga is definitely more likely to produce mega hits and has a wider variety of themes. Since then, publishers have also started to focus on boys manga. This is this month's issue. Friend is a monthly magazine, about 5 centimeters thick, like a dictionary. Sadly, sales are declining year by year. The plastic bottle scene. I guess this didn't make sense either. This is to keep cats away. There was a time when the smell of cat urine became a social issue. I was told that if you stand a plastic bottle filled with water upright like this, cats will not come near it. It had no effect whatsoever, but people who believed in it stood up plastic bottles. It may seem stupid, but just like NASA conspiracy theories, there are a lot of people who believe strange things. This is the scene where the deer angel appeared. This is a parody of a famous anime. This is the scene in the anime A Dog of Flanders where an angel appears when the main character, a boy, dies. This parody has been used repeatedly in various anime. The theme song of A Dog of Flanders was used as the ringtone for the protagonist's mobile phone in the otherworldly anime, Re:0. This is the scene from The Dog of Flanders. I remember that it was funny how in a later skit he responded in the form of a question. That's all for this time. Please click the subscribe and like buttons. I will continue to do my best to explain various anime in the future.